go.
320.
321.
It's like 320.
Okay, yes, we are on page 321. Since the Promethean isn't working, we've already done this lesson, but I want to kind of review what is the title of the unit since we're starting a new unit.
Title of 46.
Okay, that's the title of the story, yes.
Responses to change.
Okay, so we're now in unit 5, okay? So very good. So all the stories that we're going to read, we're going to see how people respond to change. The stories we're going to look at, this one and the next one, and there's one about Hurricane Katrina. They're all going to be science stories, and people are going to have an idea of what they think is going to happen. And then when they experience something, they're going to find that it's completely different. That's what we saw in this story, okay? So we're going to talk about that. After we read, we're going to go over a summary. I printed out, so we're going to look at each paragraph because I know it was confusing. Okay, so Hayden is correct. The title of this text is Total Eclipse by Annie Dillard. What is the genre? What is the genre of this particular text, Gavin?
It's a essay.
Okay, it's a science essay. That's part of it. What is the other part of it?
A literary nonfiction.
Literary nonfiction. Okay, so there's two different things there. Literary has different elements, and then nonfiction also has different elements, okay? So I'm going to give y'all a piece of paper. I already have a spot. Just write your name, and then I'm going to tell y'all what to do, okay? So this is something you're going to do individually, just to kind of see what you know, right? Like we talked about, what does it mean if somebody's disoriented, Vera?
They are acting as if this is going to happen.
Yes, very good, right? So disoriented, that is the key word. You're going to act differently, right? You're going to respond to change because something's happening. These situations are going to be things that happen in nature. So you're going to write your name, and then I'm going to give you all instructions, and then I will pick them up, okay? Okay. So I'm going to read the question. It's a question we've already looked at. And then I'm going to give you all a minute. You probably won't need a minute. But I'm going to give you a minute to answer this question. Okay. So the question is on page 321. It's under a quick start, right? Events of nature can often leave us questioning reality. And we saw that in our previous unit, right? Coming to our senses. Everybody has different perspectives and different realities. So this is the question I want y'all to answer. How might a powerful storm, a hurricane, a tornado, something that you're unexpecting and you just happen to be caught in it, how does a rare phenomenon like hail, like you're just driving down the road and hail comes out of nowhere, how would this leave you disoriented? Okay, so I'm going to give y'all 1 minute to write about how would something in nature that was powerful and sudden, how would it affect you? How would it leave you disoriented? So just write down whatever comes to your mind. Y'all are doing awesome. Thank you so much. I love how Kaylin started her sentence, right? She started it answering it in a complete sentence. Very good.
It's amazing, Kaylin.
Yes, thank you. Have you ever had an experience, Trey, where you were stuck in bad weather or anything like a hurricane or tornado?
Yeah. It's lucky crazy, but I fell asleep.
Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about too. What are the people's expectations before this event? I like that. So it was crazy, and then you fell asleep.
Okay.
Very good. Wow.
Come on, Power, I was gonna play Fortnite, so it's all right.
Oh, yes. All right, perfect. Okay, so Hayden, so what did you come up with?
It'll kind of leave me like astonished and shocked.
Astonished and shocked. Very good, right? I like your word choices. That's what we're going to see in here, right? This author, she's going to use different word choices. We're going to see throughout the text how she starts off. What word she uses. How does she connect to the end, right? Okay, Farrah, what did you come up with?
I said it may make them feel afraid, shocked, or curious because it's unexpected and unknown.
Very good, right? Unexpected news, shocked or curious. Awesome. What about you, Gavin?
Like you could be in shock and denial.
Denial and shock, very good, right? Just a wide range of emotions. Noelia, what did you come up with?
It can leave you confused or scared because it's never happened before.
Confused or scared, right? These are awesome answers. Very good. Did you want to share, Sawyer?
Confused and nervous.
Yes, confused and nervous, right? Very good. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna have y'all do on the back is we looked at what elements, so we know what nonfiction is, right? What is nonfiction, Trey?
Real.
It's something that's real, right? So there's different types of nonfiction. We looked at essays, biographies, when we did the infographics. Well, this also has a component that's literary. So I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute to write down, when we looked at the little bullet points, how do you know if something's nonfiction? And then underneath that, what is something literary? There's two different things that it's literary that we talked about on Monday. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute, you can write at the bottom or on the other side. Number one, how do you know if you're reading text, if it's nonfiction? And if you know underneath that, what makes it literary nonfiction? I love this, backed up by evidence, very good. Wow. For example, these are really good. That's a really great answer, number two, I like that one. Very good. So we have about 14 seconds. I know it doesn't make sound. Awesome, okay. All right. So Hayden, okay. So what did you write down when you're reading something? How do you know if it's nonfiction? Like, what are some key elements?
Cause it's like based on true events, you know.
Based on true events. Very good.
The Bible.
Okay, what else? Very good. What else? What did you come up with, Kaylin? How do you know if something's nonfiction? Like versus fiction?
It's based on something that happened usually.
Based on something that happened, right? Does anybody remember whenever we read the infographic, like what are some of the things that they had within that? Like when you read something that has data.
Facts.
Facts, right? What else? Like they would tell us 25% of the people could read.
Statistics.
Statistics, awesome, very good, right? So, and then whenever we do something like on the LEAP test or benchmark, when it says reading informational text, right, it's true stuff. It's facts, it's figures, statistics. Okay, I know you weren't here Monday, Hayden, I was here. But we looked at the two things that makes this literary. The author uses two things, and she uses one of those things very heavily. Does anybody remember what are the two things that make this different from just being nonfiction? Yes.
She used a lot of figurative language.
Yes, awesome. A lot of figurative language. That's what made this story kind of confusing, right? Because you have to understand what is she talking about. Very good. So figurative language. What are some examples? Can anyone think of some examples? Like metaphors, some that we had talked about on Monday. Hyperboles, right? Yes, an exaggeration. And then we looked at similes. Uses what? What
Like
words?
Like or
Like or as. Very good. And then the last thing, I think Kaylin just said it. So she's talking about her personal story. So what does this have compared to the infographic? Like who's telling the story?
The narrator.
Narrator, right? Yes, very good. Narration. Awesome. Okay. So now we are going to look on page 323. I'm going to read the background, right? So we've already looked at this. We're going to look at the setting. Why is it important that we know a little bit of information about the background, Sawyer?
Like, you know, like the theme is, or not the theme, but like
Like the background of the author, like what can that help us do?
Like, kind of like see from her perspective.
Yes, very good, right? What else, Trey? So we're gonna look at the background about this author, right? Whenever we did Mirror and we learned about Sylvia Plath and like her death. So what are some things, like when you read a little bit about the author, like what does that help you to figure out?
That's a good question.
Farrah? The purpose, right? What is the purpose? Why did she write this? Very good. Okay, so I am on page 323. We've already read the background, but I'm just gonna quickly read it again, okay? In a solar eclipse, the moon passes between Earth and the sun. While solar eclipses are not rare, y'all are gonna do a little research assignment about a solar eclipse from 2017. So after we finish that, we're gonna look at that. So totality. I would underline totality and what's in parentheses, because this is what the main theme and focus of this story is. Totality is seeing the sun completely covered. And in your textbook, that's the picture that they have, right? That's an exact picture of what totality is. So Navy, how can imagery or pictures when they text, how can they help us understand the story?
It gives us like a mental image.
Very good, it gives us a mental
Easier to
image.
comprehend.
Easier to comprehend, very good. So let's see. So a totality happens when the sun's completely covered and can be viewed only from a narrow band on Earth. Annie Dillard, right, she was born in 1945, so that's gonna help us understand stuff. You know, she has an older perspective. And they're gonna tell us the setting. The setting is where? In the state of Washington. And so she won a prize, a Pulitzer Prize for a book. And so this is where she experienced the total eclipse. She was at a cabin with her husband, so they're gonna talk about Gary, he's one of the main characters in the story, that's her husband. And she's gonna detail her extended stay at that cabin while she ponders life's big questions. So this is her firsthand account. So what does that tell us, Gavin? If it's somebody's experience.
It's her like how she lived it.
How she lived it, right? So it's gonna be her.
Her like you see through her eyes.
Yeah, very good. Just like the last unit we did, we looked at point of view and perspective and how important that is. Or like just like the essential question, how do changes around us reveal who we are? Very good. So she witnesses a solar eclipse in Washington State in 1979, and this comes from her essay. So this is the picture, and then, so as we read, we want to use her vivid descriptions, which she uses a lot of details. She's going to talk about the sun, she's going to talk about the moon, she's going to talk about the grass being platinum, she's going to talk about all these adjectives. So we want to look at that, and we want to develop exactly what Navy said. We want to develop a mental picture or an image of what's going on. Okay. So since I don't have the audio recording, I'm gonna have y'all just, cause I know it was a confusing story, so you can, the partner you worked with last time, I'm just gonna have y'all just kinda read through it, okay? So just read through paragraphs 1 to 8, y'all did a great job last time, just taking turns, reading one paragraph and then the next person, okay? So I'm gonna give y'all some time to do that. So Gavin, what are we about to do?
Read.
We're gonna reread, right? Because the audio version is not working, okay? So you can move with your partner. You're just gonna reread it, and then after that, we're gonna go over a section, and we're gonna break down each paragraph, okay? I guess, I'm gonna set the timer to 15 minutes. We'll go from there.
They can hear you.
Did y'all reread it and still find it confusing? That's it. So after you read it, that way we can read it again, and look at paragraph by paragraph.
What you see in an eclipse is entirely different from what you know, especially the eclipse of a shot so far, like a little flashing breaking 200 years or 6 times. Figure out which ways it said the clocks for daylight savings. Usually it is a bit off, tricky. Keep your knowledge from binding you, but during an eclipse it is easy to say what you see is much more convincing than any walled-eyed failure may know.
I have never seen the moon yet. You do not see the moon. So near the sun, it is as completely invisible as the stars are by day. What you see before your eyes, the sun going through the space, it gets narrower and narrower. As the way you move does, and like the ordinary moon, it travels alone in the simple sky. The sky is a forced background. It does not appear to eat the sun. It is far behind the sun. The sun simply shades away. Gradually, you see less sun and more sky.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop y'all. I forgot to say. Okay, when you're reading, since you're at the beginning, you want to pay attention to what are her expectations beforehand. What does she think she's gonna experience? How does she think she's gonna feel? And then you're gonna see through the story, how does that change, okay? So we wanna keep that in mind. What does she feel she's gonna experience before versus her emotions after? And I heard some of y'all talk about shock and awe, some really great words.
Can you please come
So then we'll talk about that.
Go.
The sky. The sky. But there was no darkness. The sun was wide, crescent, like a segment of the tangerine. The wind freshened and blew steadily over the hill. The eastern hill brought sideways through the
What part are y'all on? The third
and far. The towns and orchards in the valley to the south. Dissolving into the blue light. Only the thin river held together.
Hey, so there was no darkness. There was not at the time. There was no darkness. Okay.
Is that like your expectations or?
Now the sky to the west, deeper in indigo. The color never sleeps. A dark sky usually loses color. This was a saturated deep indigo up in the up into the wealthy sky that was the mount at the afternoon. What's the point? The afternoon in the red light of sunset which goes out on snowy mountaintops, long after the valleys until the headlands again. Looking down with Adams, I said, that was the last scene moment I remember.
I turned back to the sun. It was going. The sun was going, and the world was wrong. The graphics were wrong. They were planning. Their every stroke, stem-headed blade, shone light and artificially as an art started platinum print. This color has never been seen on Earth. The hues are metallic. They're finished with black. The hillside was a 19th century taken photograph from which the tints had faded. All the sweet scenes of photographs, distinct and showed as if they were now dead. The sky was really blue. My hands were silver. All the distant hills, grass, were fine spun meadow when the wind laid down. I was watching a famous color print of a movie filmed in the Middle Ages. I was standing in it. By trying to think, I was standing in a movie of hillside practice filmed in the Middle Ages. I missed my own century, the people I knew, and the real life things. I was looking scared. He was in the film. He was lost. He was a platinum thing. A dead artist. He was like, I'm not always gone. The darkness. It was like, made sense because of the thing. My mind was going out. My heart was beating the way down.
Paragraph 7. So what's happening?
To the women's face.
So paragraph 5 is where the action happens, right?
Yeah, and like 6 is kind of like
It's happening here, down the road and
Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna go through
I looked at Gary. That's what Gavin had.
his eyes moved.
Everything was
His eyes
going.
was moving, and when something I was remembering before, 2 centuries since, from the one side that it was better the way he used to look. When it was our generation, parents to be alive, I did not hear him. The wind was too loud.
Wow, y'all doing an amazing
Time and the
job.
sun was going. We had all started down to the time. At first, it was pleasant. Now there was no stopping it. Gary was turning away, clock saying, moving and talking and catching our eyes. Shooting down the long quarters. When it was our general separation, the skin on his face was like thin bronze, flattened that was peeled. Or
The grass feet was
So you're in
wild.
paragraph where?
It was.
Okay, yeah, that's what she's talking about.
We grew.
Yeah, awesome. Very good, Gary, right? That's her husband.
Nope, I can't. Both the Euphrates Valley, the river, we called river. We harvested the grass with stone sickles. I remember, we found the grasses on the hillsides. We built no shelter beside them and cut them down. That is
I like this. They do
how
things
we used to
different.
look.
Very good.
That one.
Wow, I see a lot of really great notes for notice and notes.
With this car so dark behind it. Go
These little things. That's okay, but we're gonna go over this challenging. And like this Scott's taking in his what? Talking about this whole drive.
It was a lucid circle of shadows.
That's like one of the answers in the text.
Black body out of nowhere.
Can you read during or after?
That is when there was.
That's a good point. Whenever we're gonna look at this summary, we're gonna figure out where that picture falls.
I snapped over and found that she lived somewhere. The passage of rain slams. Abruptly into the dark night. Illuminated in the sky. In the sky was a tiny ring of light. The whole rectangle was very small. A thin ring of light sparked its place. There was no sound. The eyes dried, the arteries drained, the lungs hushed. There was no world. Over the world's dead people rotating.
So what did y'all think?
Embedded in the planet.
Can y'all think of a theme? Like what would
While
be a
the
theme?
earth rolled down, our minds were lighter than a handful of almost everything. Only an extraordinary act of will to recall us to us our former living selves. And our context is matter of fact. We had a team, love the planet and love our life. We no longer move the way of this. We got the light wrong. In the sky was something that should not be there. In the black sky was a ring of light. It was a thin ring, an old thin silver wedding band, an old worn ring. It was an old wedding band. In the sky, or a morsel of gold. There were stars. It was all over. Good job, Naya.
Yo, is everyone finished?
Yes.
Almost. Okay. As soon as y'all are finished, I know, let's see, y'all did the little notice and notes. So if you didn't finish those, then y'all can go back and kind of jot some stuff in. I know one of them asked you to underline absolute language. I saw a lot of y'all have really great answers. So while you're waiting for people to finish reading, in the margins, if you have any of the notice and notes and that you could work on, then you can just finish those, okay?
Okay.
And we'll go over what y'all just read.
I'm very finished with all of it. So let's just talk about it.
Is everyone finished? Raise your hand if y'all are still reading. Okay, so everyone's finished? Okay. So now let's go over so Hayden, what did you and Trey, what was y'all impression of this text?
She kind of really had like a
Okay, let's
flabbergasting
listen.
experience. With
She had a what?
flabbergasting experience with the total eclipse. You know?
Okay, very good. So what was her expectation
She thought
before,
it would be like crazy, like so intense. She'd be like,
before that was her, is it,
No,
that's
that
a
was
good,
after.
Her expectation was it wasn't gonna be something life changing.
yes, very good, right? There, that's a good try. That, so the first part of that question, they answered perfectly. What was her expectation before the eclipse? Like, what did she think she
she
was
started
gonna
to be
do?
like dull. Like supposed to be lame, like.
She thought lame and whack. What's some more? What's some? Let's look at formal language. So
She
what's
thought it
some
wasn't gonna
synonyms?
get to her.
Wow, very good, right?
Whoa.
That's really good.
That's
So,
an amazing answer, Kayla.
Like it wasn't gonna make her in her feelings, have
Fair.
any emotions.
very good, right?
She caused it, just like.
So she thought it was just gonna be like any experience, like if you go to the
Yeah.
zoo or you go to the post office.
Nah,
Very
this is the
good.
best.
So what happens as the story progresses, as the essay progresses?
She do like.
So the eclipse happened.
And it gets more intense.
It gets more intense. Very good. Okay, what did you have to add, Davey?
Like she's kind of getting confused. Like why everything look that way?
Yes, right. Disoriented. So she's starting to get confused. So what's causing the confusion?
What the?
Like her surroundings.
Her surroundings, very good, right? The setting, the totality, yes, the change of words. Right, we saw hue, and I heard Trey, they were reading like the word platinum. And hues.
Yeah, platinum.
She's talking about platinum, the grass color, right? So she's having,
That's why I was back in Fortnite.
okay, let's stay on task. So she's seeing things in a different way. Okay, let's look on page 323, okay? Do you have a book?
I'm using provision for sharing.
Yes, Sam. Wisdom.
So I need everybody, we're gonna get on page 323, and we're gonna look at the notice and note, okay? So this is really important to this story because she uses a lot of different voice. All right, what page are we on?
323.
Okay, and what are we getting ready to look at?
Notice and note.
The notice and note, right? Why, I'm gonna let y'all do the first one. So why is the first notice and note important?
It gives them like a really good, like the reader a good visual of like what's going on and like what's happening, you know.
Okay, what does it ask for specifically? So on page
Mark
323.
examples.
Okay, let's see. So page 323, yes, examples. What kind of examples are they asking you for?
Like words or like phrases that kind of like.
Extreme or absolute language? So what's extreme or absolute language? Do y'all know?
Like crazy language. Like,
Crazy language, okay.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Intense.
Intense, very good. So this notice to note, they're wanting you, you're gonna, on your test, there's gonna be a lot of questions that are gonna be specific to a certain paragraph. So you're gonna have to read those paragraphs carefully. So this one's wanting you to take a look at paragraph 1. Okay, how do these word choices prepare the reader to learn about the experience of viewing an eclipse? Farah and Gavin, did y'all answer that one on page 323? So they're looking at the extreme language. How is this going to affect how she perceives these stories? Are you okay?
Look
What happened?
he pushed me.
Okay, boys,
Come on, guys.
you're getting ready to see me after class. Y'all need to have a seat because we're going over the notice and note.
Yes, I'm cracking my back.
Please stop. Okay, so did y'all come up with an answer? Wow, so I can't pull it up here, but so you were supposed to underline some examples of extreme language. And Navy and Crew, they told us exactly what that was. Very good. Okay, so what did y'all underline? Okay, very good. Let's see. So, in sentence number 1, the words, so you might want to underline this, okay? So the extreme language tray that they use is entirely different. So in sentence number 1, make sure you have entirely different underlines.
I have blinding underlined.
Wow. Well, on the next line, they have especially different. And then the next line is so frail. So frail. So what does it mean if somebody's frail?
Like
Weak,
weak, like a frail rope.
Yeah, awesome, right?
Like he's about to break almost.
Yeah.
Very good, okay. And then the second to last lines, they have much more convincing underlined. And then the next line, they have wild-eyed.
What about easy?
Easy, yes, very good. Exactly. That's what she thought. This was going to be an easy experience. Very good. So what does she do in paragraph 1? What is the purpose of paragraph 1? To set the tone, very good, and to set the main idea. Okay, so now I'm going to pass out a paper. It's got 4 different themes from the story. So we're going to take a look at that. And then I broke down, we're going to look at each paragraph because it was confusing. So we're going to look at different themes within each paragraph. So what is a theme, Sawyer?
The message of the story.
The
like
message,
author.
very good, right? The message of a story. So this story, this science essay, they had a few themes. So these are the themes that were the most important in this one. And then we're going to look at how she uses metaphors. And then we're going to look at a summary of each paragraph. We're definitely not going to have time to finish this today. because at 12, I'm gonna give y'all an exit ticket where you're gonna do check your understanding. You guys y'all already filled out your book to just circle it and then answer a short question. So we're gonna go over as much of this until 12. Okay. So I love how y'all are writing your names, and we're gonna take a look at the themes. Trey, would you mind reading all 4 of the themes, just what's in bold? Just the bold part for all, just 4 of them.
Experience versus knowledge, vicious power, method, human response to extraordinary, dilemmas of language.
Very good, okay. So which one do y'all think is probably gonna be the number 1 main focus? Experience versus knowledge, nature's power and mystery.
I got 5, I think. 5 and 6 probably.
5 and 6, you think
That's
that's
when it kind of like
Yeah.
happens, like it's just experiences.
so, okay, very good. So I was asking which one of these themes y'all thought was like the most important in here.
Number 2.
But I like how Hayden told us exactly. He said in paragraphs 5 and 6, that's where he would find it.
I think 3 are better as well.
3, okay. So what does 3 say, Navy?
Human response to the extraordinary.
Very good, okay. And can you give us some of those examples? So I heard a lot of y'all say these things, right? How they felt, which is an awesome job. So can you read, what are some of the ways that they felt with this theme?
They were like, well, she was talking about how when the eclipse was happening, she was like very vivid with her word choice.
Very vivid. What does that mean? That's a really great
So
answer.
like a broad kind of descriptive.
Broad and descriptive with word choice. Wow, perfect, right? Okay, so for number 3, so you think number 3, so human response to the extraordinary, right? So we're going to see that. The changes we're going to see in this selection, this unit, are all going to be extraordinary. We're going to see Hurricane Katrina, malaria. Okay, so they're talking about awe, fear. I heard some of y'all say fear. Silence. What can silence represent? If somebody's experiencing something.
Sadness.
Anger.
Wow, scared.
Sadness.
Sadness, anger, very good, right? Yes, a lot of people sometimes when they get angry. Like if there's a hurricane coming and you're probably gonna lose your house, I would probably be very
My
angry.
flash, I see that.
I'll be like,
And shared vulnerability. So we saw in here, right? She was with her husband, and then like what? They had other people. So they're gonna share vulnerability. Okay. What is another thing that you think is really important in here? So number 3, I like how Navy said.
The limits of
3.
language.
Number 4, very good. Okay, so who would like to read that for us? Number 4, yes, that is very key, and we're going to see that in paragraph 1. Very good. You want to read it for us? What is it? Number 4.
Limits of language, some experiences go beyond what words can capture.
Exactly, right? So we are limited. So our background, how we respond to change. Some people, if you're an anxious person, if you're somebody who's calm, very good. That's going to help figure out how you're going to experience something. Awesome. Okay. So y'all gave me some great answers for the different types of figurative language. So one of the main first of all, what is a metaphor? So that's the main type of figurative language.
Comparing two things by saying one thing is another thing.
Comparing 2 things, are they like or unlike?
Unlike.
Unlike, awesome.
Without using like or as.
Without using like or as, right? So you're comparing 2 things. Very good. Okay. So Navy, can you read? So how does she use metaphors? What does the author use metaphors? What does it say? So use of metaphors.
She used the eclipse as a metaphor.
Very good, right? The eclipse is a metaphor, okay? And how does she do that?
She compares it to like different things, you know, like kind of.
Different things, right?
Wow.
The unknown.
Yeah,
She
like-
suggests that during the eclipse, everyone watching seems dead and unrecognized by the world around them.
Yes, right? So people are not really dead. She's saying that, yes, the word dead, that is exactly in our text. That's why it's in quotations. Because she doesn't mean they really are dead, right? Yes, she's trying to compare how are people watching things, they appear dead and unrecognized by the world around them. Very good. And then another thing she talks about is how fragile human meaning can feel when something's vast or different. If something's new or unexpected, then like we're fragile, right? We're humans. And that's how we respond to the extraordinary. Okay? and then let's look quickly, we'll look at paragraph summary, and then I'm gonna give y'all an exit ticket with the check your understanding. Okay, so on page 323, you read with your partner, paragraph 1, okay? So Kaylin, so paragraph 1, this is a summary. So after Kaylin reads, I'm gonna tell y'all some words to highlight, because it's gonna be helpful to understand what this story is about. So we're gonna read paragraph 1, just the summary.
Okay. Annie Dillard introduces the event by explaining that she and her husband traveled to Central Washington to watch a total solar eclipse. She set the scene with a calm, factual tone.
Very good.
Mentioning that she already understood eclipse scientifically, but hints that seeing one in person is different. This paragraph establishes the contrast between knowing about an experience and actually living it, which is key throughout this essay.
Awesome, right? So paragraph 1. Which one of the things that we just looked at connects the most to what she does in paragraph 1? Number 1, right? Yes. So she's going to talk about our own experience, how it outweighs what we think we know. So we looked at how she has a background, a scientific background, but that doesn't necessarily help her with this experience, okay? So Monday, we're going to continue. We're going to look at paragraphs 2 through 8, okay? So I want y'all to please do not lose this. So we're going to go over it. So right now, we're going to get out your textbooks. Keep them open to check your understanding. I know y'all already answered these questions, but I'm going to give y'all this exit ticket. So you're going to open to check your understanding, and you're going to, on page 327, you're going to make sure you write your name, and then there's questions 1, 2, and 3. You want to circle the correct answer. And then there's a short answer, okay? So I'm going to pass this out, and then we're going to look at what are some things when you're doing a writing, even if it's a short answer.
Paper?
I'm going to pick those up at the end.
Both of them?
No, I want y'all to hold on to the white one because we're going to finish with that Monday. Okay, the yellow paper I will pick up, and I'm going to pick this up, okay? So what are we doing? Trey, we're doing the what? Check your understanding. Y'all, yes, we did this already, but I'm going to have y'all answer it again, okay? So just make sure you write your name to check your understanding.
Yes, she did.
And then we're going to look at how the short
I need a
answer.
paper. I think she did.
Okay. So really quickly, so for the short answer, Gavin, what are some quick things you want to do when you're writing? You want to restate, right? Very good. You want to make sure, Trey, how are your sentences started? When you get to the short answer.
Capital letter.
Yes, capital letters. You want to restate the question, and you want to use proper spelling and punctuation. Okay? So please put your names on these. I know y'all did the check your understanding. You can circle the correct answers and then do the writing, and I'm going to pick these up with your yellow papers. And we will go over these.
So she
Yes, I love how he started it with the title of the author. Very good. Very good, yes. Thank you all.
3 sentences was written.
What's wrong?
I got 3 sentences.
Wow. Yes, is it asking about what? Text evidence, right?
Hey, that's
So what is the main thing about citing text evidence? Y'all are really great at it. Do we want to write according to the text, or do we want to add exactly where in the
It's
text?
still like
Exactly.
text, paragraph, and all that.
Yes, please. Y'all do a great job. Yes. Look, you have to go beyond according to the text, especially for leap and benchmarks. According to paragraph 8, and you can put the title of the story. So make sure you have that. Did you finish, Trey? Did you answer the short answer? So let's see, what did you come up with? Okay, so you got, yes, very good. Circle these.
horrible response.
She feels what?
She can't even understand.
Mesmerized, that's a really good word choice.
You got me. You got me.
Okay, so do you have a text detail?
Um,
So put a text detail, right? Tell us where you got it, very good. When you are finished, then you can turn those in to me and your yellow papers. Yeah, no, I want you to hold on to the paper that has each paragraph, because Monday, we're gonna finish looking at paragraphs 2 to 8, okay? So the summary paragraphs, keep that. I'm gonna pick up your yellow paper and the check the understanding exits. I picked it up. Awesome, okay. So if you are finished, you can make sure that you answered all of the analyze the text questions, okay? We're definitely gonna go over those. So when you're done, you can hand in your yellow paper, your exit ticket, and then look in your book and make sure you finished the analyze the text on page 328. Thank you. Bring them back. Look, hold on, we're gonna finish going over that. I feel like, do y'all feel like it's a little bit more?
No more turn both days in?
Yes, I've read that story a couple of times. Okay, so if you're finished, we still have a few minutes, okay? Please make sure you'll have to analyze the text finished so that I can grade it. Thank you, next week.
Ooh, nachos.
Till next week.
So we're gonna continue looking at a science essay. We're gonna look at themes. What's the second thing on the board, Sawyer, that we're gonna keep looking at?
Second what?
The second thing on there, so we're gonna look at central idea and theme. We're gonna keep looking at, what's the second thing?
Word choice.
Word choice, figurative language.
And metaphors.
Very good. What's the what is the last thing, Navy? So what's the last thing we're gonna focus on? The last one is something that we're gonna talk about, sentence structure, right? Looking at how long this sentences are. Okay, once you're finished, you can pass this forward. You can go back to your desk. Please check through your analyzing text to make sure you finish it, so you don't get a 0 on it. Did y'all finish your analyzing text? Yes. Okay, yes. Please do not lose the pages with the paragraphs.
Right in the camera. You look at the show.
Trey, let me see your analyze the text. Did everyone turn these in? The first one's kind of confusing. They want you to look at a historical illusion. We're gonna
I
talk
forgot
about
my
that.
notebook. I got my console.
That's your CASA.
Because my bag was too big. So Miss Brittany, not Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany had gave me a big old pack. That takes all that.
So what is a historical illusion?
It's not. It's historical something. That's what
Right. What does allude mean? If you allude to something,
you like dodging, you like faking it out.
well, you reference something, right? So we're gonna look at that one in paragraph 7.
Oh yeah, I know that is. It's when like you like reference something out from the book.
Like the night face up. What did she talk about in history?
The Aztecs.
The Aztecs, right? And then we're gonna talk Egypt. Very good.
Gloomy outside.
Gloomy outside, right? That's a good descriptive word. Okay, so everybody needs to remain seated, okay? Where are your answers for
Put it back.
Okay, let's see. So y'all did check your understanding, analyze the text, and then next week we're gonna look at that the solar eclipse from 2017. Trey, have a seat, please.
Peggy my stuff.
Okay, so whenever you're doing research, that's what we're gonna work on next week. Trey, when you're doing research on a topic, what's something you want to do with the websites? What do you need to make sure of?
Site.
Okay, yes.
Stop.
Hey, that is not Wikipedia, right? You want to cite it, very good, but right. What does anybody know when you're looking at a website? They have .com. Does anybody know?
.org, .edu,
.gov.
and .gov.
Perfect, awesome, yes. You want to check
gmail.com.
the credibility and reliability. So we're gonna look at, because a lot of y'all keep talking about that solar eclipse.
They also have the HTTPS whatever. The
Yes.
security, whatever.
Yes, very good. The S is for secure. So we're gonna do that next week. We're gonna have y'all look at people's individual experiences and how they responded.
You saw it from much slower?
What's wrong?
Wow.
That they fold.
Oh yeah, they have a little something. But
Yeah, but there's no
so you probably won't be able to get that. Go open the door. Yeah, Trey, go open the door. No, let you.
No.